Welcome back to the show. Thanks to our great mates luxbet.com and puntersparadise.com.au. There is a new tipping competition for the spring. $12,000 in prizes, $1,000 a week. Something.
Good stuff.
Something.
Basically, you can tip in as many or as few races as you please each and every week. You go to the website for all the details. The results are based on $100. The win on the Lux dividend, which is the best totes.
Yep.
And they do the mathematics, fortunately, because it would take me forever and a day.
There's a
$1,000 every week. And you can also go to Luxbet and Punters Paradise for some really good deals in and around joining up.
Yeah, look for that one on the Punters Paradise site, courtesy Luxbet. It is the best offer around. We've been saving it up, Russ, for the spring. The punters will love this one. Looking for all the value on the good horses, so go there now.
Okay, we talked about Gay Waterhouse Piero, but it wasn't the only gay reason to smile on Saturday afternoon. Is she looking at her best spring
Probably.
ever? Or are we going to give her the...
She's almost revolutionary, I think, Gabe, because she's got these horses for. We saw Piero, a couple of exhibitions, no trial. She gets them up. She pushes them down in distance, second up. They're ready to run. And we're talking about punters' confidence. That's part of the reason.
Well,
because they know the horses are fit and will fire.
Well, one of the ones that was heavily supported in her 3 wins was this bloke, Glenn Cadham Gold, straight to the front by young Berry, and it was all over Red Rover from the top of the straight.
In front, Fumicino railed up, braved the way down the outside from Peeler Bells. Then Permit looking for a run. Stout-Hearted's trying to get into the clear, but he's still about 4 away. And Glen Cadham Gold went into another gear. He's nicely clear with about 150 to run from Permit. Stout-Hearted coming late. Glen Cadham Gold's holding them though with about 100 left to go, and Glen Cadham Gold all the way. He's a quality horse. Goes on to beat Permit and Stout-Hearted, then the Verminator.
I think well said, Mark Sheen there. He's a quality horse. Tommy's not even... He's flicking that whip. He's not fair income at all.
Well, it's an amazing training performance with this. And Gay Waterhouse, she's not afraid of big statements. And when this horse won a midweek race at Canterbury over 1,550, beating a horse, mind you, by the name of Brian's Honour, which all respect to Brian's Honour, is not in... this sort of class.
What price did they send it out that day, though?
Oh, it was heavily backed into odds on.
Yeah,
but there
5
was
to 4 in. But didn't you love the way it stuck its neck out when challenged that
It looked gone on the turn, and Nash Rawiller had to give it a couple of good cracks and it fought back.
But that's very Nash and very Gay-like.
But she come out straight away after that race and said, "Oh, we've got a Caulfield Cup contender here," and everyone in the press room said, "Oh, come on, Gabe, it's a midweek at Canterbury. You're doing well with this horse." But to see it then go to a stakes race against genuine stayers, the likes of Permit and the Verminator, and also their Stout-Hearted, and give them a lesson.
Yep.
Very good performance.
I've got to ask you a question. When does an overseas horse become one of ours? Is now Glen Cadham Gold an Aussie horse? Because they're all saying the Melbourne Cup, you can't. It's only going to be won by an Australian horse now.
We're going to have to start trying to claim him because they're coming in waves. But just quickly, love the runner Permit. It's not a big horse. Carried 59. Terrific horse. Stout-Hearted might have had enough.
Permit's the Country Cups or the Newcastle.
No. Give him a little bit more credit than that.
I'm just telling you.
He has better European
Cup.
No, he has better European form than a lot of these horses that Chris Waller's brought out.
Feel free to join in. They don't like what I say. Feel free to join in.
For Permit.
Prassier, one of the more impressive performers. This colt's got plenty of things to learn. I wouldn't mind blinkers or winkers coming on. You see the left-hand whip go there for a second or two. Nash not really happy about putting it in the left hand either, was he? Let's have a look at Prassier.
Norzeeta's coming after it, about 3 away, runs to second, and then down the outside, Shea Harmony, Red Dynamite on the fence, but Prassier is going like a winner with about 150 to go. 3 lengths in front of Norzeeta. Then down the outside, Shea Harmony, but it's all Prassier. He doesn't know much, but he's much too good and beat Norzeeta. Shea Harmony got third, Red Dynamite.
Well, Brent just pointed that out. Look at the distance between first and, last was the best part of 100 metres in a 1,200 metre race.
That was 1,400 metre race. And he's just absolutely run them all off their feet. You saw Nash Rawiller very aggressive before the start. And went from a maiden win at Hawkesbury on debut, missed the start by 3 or 4, sucked up behind them, got a split at the right time and blew them away. Nash turned the key off the ignition at 50 metres to go and still won.
Where's he going?
On a staying through campaign. I think you stick with this horse.
Through the 1,000 guineas, is it?
Spring champion.
He'll go towards he'll just progress through the Sydney Spring.
So that's Gay's Derby horse?
I don't know whether he's a
Derby horse.
Well, if you go to the Spring Champion and win the Spring Champion, you go to the Derby. I mean, there hasn't been too many that haven't got that program. So we've ticked Gay off for the Cox Plate, ticked her off for the Derby.
What was that question you asked about Gay?
She's tipped herself off for the Caulfield Cup. She's got more Joyce in the Epsom or anything else. Well, probably not in the Epsom.
No, she's coming. She'll run in the Shirako and then go on to the George Main. I think she'll head down to to Melbourne onto the Cox
The
Plate.
Cox Plate,
So
yeah.
There's probably one or two that we've forgotten. Fat Al's got
Fat
to come
Al,
back.
she's got Nobby Snip
Nobby's coming back and
returning this
That'll
week.
run- that'll
She's
run in
certainly
the
got
Epsom.
a very good stable at the moment.
And if
Indeed.
you're prepared to take the short odds about Gay's horses, you'd be having a fat time of it. And this was sent to me by a disgruntled punter / bookmaker who's a mate of mine. He said,
I wonder who that is.
odds on favourites. He said odds on get on was his exact words. 38 horses have
Yes.
started odds on in Sydney's Saturday races in 2012. 27-1. Strike rate with a top fluck, it's almost 20% on your turnover. And you get top fluck with your top fluck. I had to point out to the guy that of the 9 or 11 horses odds on that were beaten, I was on about 7 of them.
Well, that shows how good you're going. But I think this debunks the whole theory of odds on look on, because odds on look on, it's odds on still only a price, and
Yeah,
if you're
course.
getting value for what you think the
I'm
horse will
learning.
be.
I'm 40 years old,
Plus.
and I'm learning that
It's
I
still-
would rather have a big go at Black Caviar and a big go at Piero,
Yeah.
because rather than take $1.50 or $2.70, something that's not going to win.
But a lot of punters don't have the cash. Well, they think they
You
don't
don't
have the
have
cash
to
to
have
do
the cash.
that. But that's the way they think. But you make the right point. It's still about the price. If you think or you've been told something is $1.60 and you can get $1.90, in you go.
Yeah, and winners are winners.
It's
and
about the price.
That's about basic.
yeah.
Anyway, Chris Waller, another one of those star stables going enormously well at the moment. Waller and Gay dominating. But this is a horse that doesn't like being a favourite, and that's Coupe AT. 12 times it's been favourite, I understand. I have never backed it when it hasn't been favourite. I've only backed it when it has been. And yet again, it gets me.
And this race on Saturday looked to be no speed on paper, and they said they're going to ride it cold. Everyone just read it off on the map, said it can't win.
Jeez, I didn't.
But a lot of people,
'Cause you don't do the
had
form like
said
the
that,
rest of
that
us.
Yeah.
there was not going to be the genuine speed. It was a slow tempo. Hugh Bowman too good.
Madiba Gold after Cope AT and then Flaming Rock. Cope AT, Flaming Rock, Madiba Gold, but Cope AT hangs on and wins it from either Flaming Rock and Madiba.
And not to point out the obvious, but there's another one that Chris has got flying that Russell just can't get on similarly like, and most punters agree. Thumbtacks did exactly the same again, and we'll show you its replay, and you can come to terms with, well, Chris Roller's just a form stable. This is Thumbtacks. Obviously, we're fifth in the, that's it, in the pink and the yellow cap, and the nose roll. Again, nice little ride, gets it out in time, does the right thing. But you want to tell me what Rusty was on at the start of the day? Have a guess, and we'll come back in 3 minutes, and I'll tell you.
Down the outside, Adnacon still there, and then Voice Commander. Soledad in front, Gangster's Choice and Thumbtacks are starting to go after him. Soledad and Nick in front, Gangster's Choice and Thumbtacks are starting to bear down. It's Soledad, Thumbtacks on the outside, might be finishing them better. Thumbtacks lunged and won. I think he got there. Thumbtacks from Soledad.
Yeah, of course he got there, Mark.
he got there, all right.
geez, because Rusty and everyone else was on Soledad.
Russ, talk about the versatility of horses. Cope AT, ridden cold. Remember when Cope AT come back and was in the market, was favourite, it raced
There it
up
is.
top.
Have a look at that. First 10
Yeah.
starts in Australia, won 2, but started less than 5. 9 out of the 10. Was a beaten favourite in 4 of those
So-
races. Odds on
Yes.
in 2 of those.
So what do? They think, okay, this horse, ridden quiet, wants to get to the outside of other horses, come with one sustained run, which the horse can do. Back it goes, Wooshka does it again, sits 3 wide, wins.
By the
You
way-
Beauty, we've got the trick, and Thumbtacks was all about being a Warwick Farm horse. It could have won 3 in a row at Warwick Farm.
And before
So-
his last 2 starts, Thumbtacks had started single figure odds in 10 of his last 13, winning only once. Won his last 2 at under $5. Collett's got 3 wins.
Well, one of those was a good thing beat.
The
at
other
Warwick Farm.
time, the other odds on pop I was on, Sedcom. You can throw me into that list as well. When it was ridden upside down, they changed
yeah,
Well,
that.
it's going to be going around in the Tramway Stakes, Tramway Handicap.
Good, we're gonna run from-
Saturday, so you can back up there and
Just
batter up
don't
a
ride
better
it
odds.
up for
I thought that was strange. Said Com racing up top.
Okay, so is there a theory behind the Waller horses? Do you just, I mean, he give him his credit. He's on track to break 160 winners for the year.
Yeah, I don't think there's any really, you can break down any theories to any trainer or horse or whatnot. I think you've got to take them all on their merits in individual races, do the form, and if you like them, you back them. I think it's pretty much simple as that.
Okay, time for a break here on Talking Through Your Kick. As we go to a break, though, we're going to show you one of the outstanding performers across the weekend. It was Neil's rap earlier in the day. Christian Reith doing his level best with a winning treble.
But it's New Beginning in front with about 50 to go, and New Beginning won it. Peck's the chaser with Blazing Dragon, and then Kilauea. It's Sables holding Peck and Kilauea with about 50 to go, and Sables will be too good. Sables went on to beat Peck, and Emotional Circus coming down the outside with a late rush. Miss Marks in front. Emotional Circus is jumping out of the ground and got there. Emotional Circus has mowed them down and got up to beat Miss Marks.